What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports, back again with another one. We got the WBC lightweight champion, top 10 pound for pound fighter, Shakur Stevenson, aka Shakur Tweederson. That's just a name that people gave him over the internet, but he's a great fighter. His skill set is second to none. He's a very great defensive fighter. Has not been in any competitive fights. Every opponent he's fought a lot of top fighters. He's washed them. I don't think any opponent he's fought has won more than 4 rounds throughout his illustrious boxing career. He'll be taking on top 5 contending the WBC. One of the most exciting fighters in boxing today, Floyd Schofield, aka Kid Austin. Now, this will be the best opponent on Floyd Schofield's resume. Make no mistake about it. But the question I ask in this video is, I'm gonna ask a lot of questions, and you can give me some answers in the comment section after this video is done. Is Floyd Schofield the best opponent on Shakur Stevenson's resume? Now, Shakur's best opponents, in my humble opinion, are Edwin De Los Santos, Oscar Valdez, and Jamil Herring, and Robinson Canseco. Is Floyd Schofield better than any of those opponents that I just mentioned? I think he's definitely better than Oscar Valdez. The Oscar Valdez that fought Shakur Stevenson, I think Floyd Schofield beats him. It'll be an exciting fight though, but I think he beats him. Probably stops him late. Now Canseco, that would be a tricky fight. Canseco versus Schofield. I think that's a 50-50 fight. I can see Canseco maybe frustrating Schofield, but I can see Schofield with his youth, aggression, and if he fights at a real breakneck pace, I can see him maybe ultimately wearing down Canseco late, but that's a 50-50 fight. Now let's talk about Schofield versus Jamil Herring. Now let's talk about Jamil Herring that Shakur Stevenson fight. I think that'll be a great matchup. That'll be a very interesting fight. Now Herring's got a lot of experience. He would have a decided experience advantage, but I think he would have to weather some storms early against Schofield. If he's able to weather the storm early against Schofield, that would make a very interesting fight down the stretch, and he possibly could beat Schofield. The Jamil Herring that Shakur Stevenson washed, dominated, won every second of every round before he stopped. Now let's look at what was the other guy I mentioned? I think I mentioned his best 4 opponents is Canseco, Valdez, Herring, and let's just leave it at 3. I know I named the 4, I can't remember that, but let's just leave it at those 3. I think Floyd Schofield is very competitive with all those 3 opponents, which are the best wins on Shakur Stevenson's resume. With all that being said, the matchup is a very interesting matchup because you got the technical superiority advantage for Shakur over Schofield, but you got the guy that's going to be the naturally bigger guy on fight night, a guy that's going to have the power advantage, a guy that's very athletic. Now he's has a lot of technical flaws defensively, but he's a very aggressive fighter. It kind of reminds me of Shawn Porter. His style is very similar to Shawn Porter, and that style has always given Shawn Porter's best opponents problems, and I think Schofield's style will give Shakur Stevenson problems. But just like Terrence Crawford was able to crack that Porter style better than any opponent that Porter had fought, he was able to stop Porter, knocked Porter down twice, something that Errol Spence couldn't do, something that Danny Garcia couldn't do, something that Devin Alexander couldn't do. When you look at the resume of Shawn Porter, who in my opinion is a borderline Hall of Famer, Terrence Crawford was able to dominate him more than any opponent previously that Shawn Porter had fought. And I think the same will be said about Shakur Stevenson. I don't think he will be able to do things to Schofield that no other opponent that Schofield has fought to date. Now Schofield ain't had the resume or had the fights up under his belt that Shawn Porter had going into the Terrence Crawford fight, and that could play to his disadvantage. He's a very, very green fighter. He's been fighting C-level opponents, and now he's going against an A-level opponent. That's a big jump. He's going to be fighting on a big stage, but sometimes guys rise to the occasion. So it's a very, very interesting matchup. I think Shakur is going to be looking to control distance behind the jab. I think he's going to be right in that mid-range with Schofield. He's going to be trying to catch him with a lot of counters. I think when Schofield looks to explode and land his combination, I think Shakur Stevenson does a great job of getting out of range, man. Backing up, getting out of range. He's very, 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 very elite at that level. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Now, what's going to happen if Schofield lands one of his money punches on Shakur Stevenson? What's going to happen then? I heard Schofield in the interview saying, I'm going to hit him, so we're going to see how he responds once he gets hit. And that's one thing about Shakur Stevenson. His chin has not been tested. Now, when he got in there with De Los Santos, that's the other guy I was going to mention, De Los Santos. De Los Santos versus Schofield would be a barn burner, man. That would be a very exciting fight. That would be a very exciting fight. That's a 50-50 fight. But De Los Santos was able to stifle Shakur Stevenson's offense with his explosiveness, but he was not busy enough to win that fight. So I think Schofield needs to take a page from De Los Santos, but just be a little bit more aggressive. Be willing to maybe take some shots, not worried about Shakur Stevenson's power to land his shots, with him being the guy that's the much stronger, much more powerful fighter on fight night. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But very, very interesting fight going down February 22nd in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. I like Shakur Stevenson win by decision, but I think the first 6 rounds will be very, very interesting. I can see the first 6 rounds maybe being 4 rounds to 2 for Shakur. Very exciting fight. I think he had some rough moments. I think it's going to take Shakur a while to get a bead on Floyd Schofield style, because when you're in the ring with him, it's a little bit different than probably watching tape. That guy's very, very explosive, like Sean Porter. He gets from point A to point B in a very explosive, very high-level fashion. And I think Shakur is going to take him a couple of rounds to make that adjustment. Once he makes an adjustment, gets a bead on him, in and out style, that Sean Porter in and out style, kind of like a Manny Pacquiao style, jumping in and trying to get off your combination. Once he gets that timing and gets that down, I think he starts to take over the fight with his precision accuracy, which is jab, which is body work, and I think he slowly but surely takes over the fight. I don't think he stops Floyd Schofield. I think Floyd Schofield gives a good account of himself, but I think ultimately he don't have the skill set or the experience or the boxing IQ to beat a fighter of the caliber of Shakur Stevenson. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Who you like in this particular matchup? I like Shakur by unanimous decision, somewhere around 9 rounds to 3, 8 rounds to 4. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If you think Schofield's going to win the fight, do you think it's going to be by knockout? I have a hard time seeing him winning by decision unless he gets multiple knockdowns, and then maybe he'll be able to win a decision like that, kind of like what Ryan Garcia did with Devin Haney. Devin won more rounds, but Ryan Garcia with the knockdowns was able to win a decision. That's the only other route I see for Kid Austin as far as getting a victory. Outside of that, he needs a knockout or a stoppage to beat Shakur Stevenson. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Follow me on Facebook, Gerard Briscoe. Follow me on Instagram at JBSports3303. Follow me on X at BriscoeJai77071. Follow me on TikTok at JB Sports New Media. Follow me on YouTube at JB Sports The Man, The Myth, The Legend, and at JB Sports The Man, The Myth, The Legend 8000. And like, share, and leave the comments in the comment section. Who you like in this particular matchup? If you think it's going to be a stoppage, give me the round in the comment section. Like, share, and subscribe to JB Sports The Man, The Myth, The Legend. And I holla.